All right. Thank you very much for showing that. Next up, Mark, if you want to showcase subgrid charts real quick, and then I will jump into my piece.
Yeah. All right. So this basically just came up. I was on a call with Brandon and we were just talking about dashboards and being able to visualize stuff for people. And as a consultant, what delivering a good dashboard really does for people. Goes along with not having to build 16 dashboards with every view and chart because you can change them. You know, you can drill through. I think Logan had a case where he had unbillable work. It's like in this chart, being able to drill through into my unbillable work on the project and see, do I actually have any of my billable projects showing up in the unbillable work? And I don't. So from there, we just started talking about being able to use these visualizations on forms. So for Unleashing Leaders, so they have a custom area where we've built time entry and tied them back to their order lines. One of the things the finance team has to do is invoice each month by task. So with this chart in here, they're able to visualize all the time entries tied to this order line in this chart. So this is their dev, so the numbers are off, but here's a list of all the time entries, which might be nice, but if they, for finance, they know that when they invoice this line, it should have 7 hours for June. And think about even like for a PM, they want to know what their burn rate is on a project or a task where you can roll up the hours and using a chart inside of CRM on the actual form and not on a dashboard or somewhere else. I've also used it so they've basically said, keep trying to get metrics from them. And they're like, hey, for this Indianapolis market, we have projects and here's the subgrid, but the market manager, he manages to how many square feet he has. So here you can see I've just done a quick chart of square feet for the market, total dollars for the market, and you still have the drill through and everything else. So if you wanted to drill down by project and see, how many square feet per project, you can get all that in a chart. So this isn't like crazy customization. It's more about practical application of the tools that we have in CRM and presenting this and knowing to present it to users to make their experience better. Personally, I think this looks way better than a subgrid, but you may need both. Let me show you quickly how you do that. So this is from that order form I had. And you basically drop a subgrid control on. And then when you go into the properties, you can just say show chart only. So, and then you can, choose whether you want to show the chart selection or not. So I have one subgrid that is the chart and this another subgrid that is the time entries because they need both. So again, not the hardest customization, but from a business user standpoint, they love the application. I will say, I think that's one thing where CRM lacks that people notice is like in subgrids, you can't subtotal. So the chart in another subgrid visualizes a chart can meet that requirement. So that's really all I had to show. Anybody have any questions?
Nope. But I think it's one of those things that, when Mark was showing me this, it just kind of dawned on me. It's like, I think there's a lot of good application for it. Like Callie, for example, KSBJ on the pledges, being able to see a chart of the fulfillment towards those pledges without needing to do some aggregation. based on those subtypes, right? So I think there's some kind of cool things that we can do to pitch to customers like, hey, these are some things that we can do. So awesome. Thanks, Mark, for showing that. And keep this tool in the back of your pockets as people kind of voice, new features or requirements that they would like to have, or we just pitch it to them.
I mean, essentially, this gives us the ability to have like customer or maybe vendor specific dashboards, right? So for sales reps and all that kind of thing, gives them all those metrics.
Yep. Exactly. And, there's no, granted, if they still need to do some processing, like they could still do it outside of Power BI, but like we're not implementing the aggregation ourselves. It's just the chart's doing it.
Yeah, I could have, if the market manager owned this market, and I could put on the dashboard a chart of the markets he owns and the projects in there, but it's in a more practical sense, they work a lot on this market form. So, or he may own multiple markets. So it's just another way to visualize. And like I said, the one thing I've always struggled with is the sums. Like we'll do roll-up fields. So I could roll up all the square footage by market, but I don't get the drill through. And that's one of the things I love is because, as I always say, it answers the question you haven't been asked yet. So someone says, oh, you got 2 million square feet. How many projects is it? Or what's the breakdown? And then you can just go in and drill through to pick a field. I think this is all the same account, which is why I didn't choose that one. Oh, no. Yeah, for the most part. But it gives you that flexibility to go in and, sometimes business people, that's what they're doing is figuring what's so special about this, or how am I succeeding in this market, not the other one? They don't know what they're looking for. So this lets them go kind of explore a little bit with the data as well.